Well, hi everybody, and welcome back to Impi, the friendly catamaran. So you guys will be joining us here in New Caledonia. These islands located in the lagoon area along the southwestern side of the main island. Now, before I continue with this video, let me also just say that the island names differ depending on who one speaks to around this area. So do not be surprised if you look at a map and get a different name for some of these islands. Right, so in our previous video we shared the islands To Ndu, marked as number 1 here, Tange, which on Google Maps is also known as Il Ange, marked as number 2, and Hindue, also known as Grand Pandanus on marine charts, and yet on Google Maps known as Ilo Rond, so we refer to it as the local name Hindue. So in the second part of this series, we will visit 3 islands in this region, known as Mba, or otherwise known as Grand Ile, which is the island marked number 4, the island of Mbo, which is marked as number 5, and last but not least, a little sandspit island called Bekwa and marked as number 6. Well, I hope I've managed to successfully establish the territory through charts and images here, but let's get down to our visit now to the beautiful island called Impi.
Incredible. We're anchored here off an island that is called Island Mba, and I think the other name for it is Grand Ile, but we know it as the island Mba, MBA. And yeah, we sort of have southwesterly winds happening, not very strong. Winds are circling, and because at the moment it's got a southwesterly flavor, we've anchored on this side of the island, where normally in the southeasterly, which is the prevailing wind, we'd be just on the other side of this point over here. So right now we're here. We struggle to get the anchor to take. It's sand with coral, and it seems like the tip of the anchor doesn't penetrate into sand deep enough. But we found a crevice in the coral, so we are nice and tight now at the moment. We're in there. So yeah, we're going to have lunch in a short while, and then we're going to go and explore this beautiful island. Oh, what is it? A turtle. Yeah, the island of Mba, also known as Grand Ile. Grand Ile. And whoa, these islands they're spectacular. I mean, look at this. We've arrived here with the dinghy. You know, I'm just wondering if the camera is going to pick up the color of this turquoise blue water and the vibe, you know, of this island, this beach. It's incredible in terms of natural beauty. To my sailing buddies out there, if you have not been to New Caledonia, and this island is kind of en route to somewhere, do yourselves a favor. This is a place to stop over and spend at least 3 months visiting. This time of the year is also particularly beautiful. I mean, we've had terrific weather, and that probably is making a difference, you know, to the way we feel about things as well. We've had a lot of sunshine, not much wind, but in that it's had its beauty, or it has its beauty in terms of these islands, and just how picturesque and sparkly everything looks, and with turquoise blue waters, white sandy beaches. Birds sing around here. We haven't heard that in a while in the Pacific. I don't know why that is, but here again we hear bird life, a lot of bird life again. It's fantastic. You know, that red color is actually in the green of the leaf. I saw these in Fiji and I was intrigued by them, and I see them here. But there they actually have come free. They're not. Let's see. Huh, that is very interesting, huh?
It's a wild
Wow,
oyster.
that's very nice. You must take that.
It's a wild oyster,
Yeah.
baby.
Very nice. It's got the mother of pearl in it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take a look at this little cottage. Well, I don't know what that's all about, but obviously somebody's dwelling that has got damaged in the storm. Weather's coming in now.
Quite nice one, huh?
That is beautiful. Wow, that is a nice one.
Yes, so our visit to this little island of Impi was spectacular. New Caledonia boasts so many beautiful little islands. They lie here scattered throughout this beautiful island lagoon in abundance. And so, as with many regions where one feels sad to be leaving a beautiful island, here instead one rather feels excited to be seeing the next one. And on this note we lift anchor off the little island of Impi and set sail for the next beautiful island called Impi.
Okay, so Anna and I have arrived at this little island over here. Beautiful little island called MBE. We seem to be visiting a lot of three-letter islands. Like yesterday we were at MBA, today we're at MBE. So this is MBE, M-B-O. And the weather's come up a little bit. We spent the night here, but the wind, it's not strong. But you know, compared to what we've had in the last week or two, it's just been pristine conditions for visiting islands. And yeah, there's a little bit of a chop coming up, and I'm not sure that this island will display as beautifully, not in ideal type weather conditions, but we're going to go and check it out. And for those of you who think we do absolutely nothing on a boat, well, that may be true of me, but not for Anneke here. She's been cleaning up a little collection of shells that we found yesterday. Yeah, and those are kind of like treasures for Anna. She loves picking up shells and odds on the beach, and it's kind of like a discovery thing. So, Lovey, are we ready to go and see if we can discover some more? Very good.
So for the first time in a while, as we approached this little island of MBE, we found another boat anchored here in the vicinity. An Australian couple who we were to meet as we strolled along the beaches. So if you see a second dinghy here, it is their dinghy.
Wow. It's a beautiful beach, and we can see the fish feeding on tiny fish right up on the shore, splashing away on the shore. But unfortunately with the GoPro I just can't get close enough. Shame. Yeah, so that's a casualty of war, I'm afraid. The big fish have been chasing the little fish. It's been absolutely amazing. We can see it all happening, but we cannot capture it on the GoPro. But these huge fish, they distance themselves from us because they see us here on the shore. But these huge fish rush up onto the sand, you know, like almost out of the water, and they grab the little fish, and then they just sort of slip back when the next wave comes up and drags them back into. I'm trying to disguise myself to capture this, but yeah, and here and there little fish end up being high and dry. I think there's another one. Yeah, another casualty. So these fish, to get away, they swim right up onto the sand, and yeah, I guess the birds will pick them up eventually. Yeah, these little guys are everywhere, man. So, very interesting to see that. I say it on every one of my videos where we have now been touring these islands in New Caledonia, that this country is just offering the most spectacular beaches and islands. There's a reef right out there. Anna's spotted 3 or 4 turtles, she says, just off us over here. Unfortunately, I don't pick them up with the GoPro. But there's a reef out there, so if one wants to swim and go and do a bit of a snorkel, that's the place to do it. And from here to there, there's sand with seagrass, which turtles feed on. The Impi's out there. We met some people from Australia on that yacht out there. They've sailed from the States. They bought their boat in the States and have sailed out here. They're going back to Australia. Ah, we have some locals here on the island.
Yeah.
Geez, they even have clothes here.
Local animal.
Because we like meeting people. Cruises all the way from Australia. Cruising around the world. Nice to meet you guys.
There's the pathway in. Look.
What, you want to go through the bush when you can go along such a beautiful coastline here?
We're going to do both.
Man, you Australians, you bush people. Yeah. The bird life on these islands is also incredible, you know. We were lacking that in most of the Pacific islands. And Anna's just called me, she's found a shell. Let's go see what it is. Wow. That is a nice fine loaf.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's incredible. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful, eh?
Okay, and for a moment, for our viewers who ask us to share some of the vibe on the islands, let me roll this camera from one location to the next without interrupting for a while. Sadly, we can't share everything here, but I'm sure you get a great idea of the absolute beauty and tranquility of this little island, Impi.
Beautiful, hey?
In the morning, we depart for a little island a kind of sandy spit-styled island called MBE KOUEN. Navigating here can be tricky on account of many shallow coral heads as well as reefs, but the visit is well worth the while.
Here we are. We're at another little island called MBE KOUEN, and the way that is spelt is MBE, MBE, and KOUEN, K-O-U-E-N, which I think in French would be KOUEN, MBE KOUEN. Well, that's what I'm thinking. And we feel we can feel the wind has come up quite strongly. We got a southeasterly, but the anchorage feels good. It's nice and calm here where the yacht is, although the wind is upward of force 4, force 5. But we're going to go and explore this little island, this beautiful little sandy island there. And quite incredible to just be on a little sandy island like that in the middle of nowhere and have such a good anchorage and protection, you know, from the southeasterly. We can feel the wind, as I say, running over the top of the boat, but the water is nice and calm. Let's go check out that island. Hey baby, are we ready for this? Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Wow.
MBE KOUEN is one of those places one imagines when looking at those ads in the movies. You know, those lost getaway places that seem too idyllic to be real. This is an amazing place, and this is very real.
You know, I keep saying this. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy. I'm trying to find an island where I can actually say, oh, you know, coming out here and doing what we do is reinstilling those values into my life. And that's a nice feeling, you know, where one wants to share and have other people enjoy things like this. And yeah, I just wish I could do more for my kids along those lines.
Well, there we go, folks. So much to share, so little bandwidth. We hope you enjoyed these beautiful islands of New Caledonia with us.